Yeah. What up, Flash family? Wow, what an insanely awesome episode. So much happened today, guys. We're going to talk about it all. What's up, guys? I'm Lauren Mayhew. I'm here with Devon, the biggest Flash fan of all time, and our resident Brit and awesome sauce all around, Jack Hind.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
But, guys, I feel like we're missing something. What are we missing?
What are we missing?
Oh, Dylan. That's right, Dylan. But luckily, guys, he's actually sent us a video, so this is Dylan coming to all of you guys.
Flash fam, hey! What's up, guys? I'm down here in Florida State University in Tallahassee promoting Campus DJ. Got a big event on Wednesday night tomorrow that I host and produce the videos for, and it's a really great opportunity to put college talent on a huge platform. So if you're a college DJ, go to campusdj.com to check it out, or college musician, collegebattle.com. Lauren, I bet you would have entered back in the day. Sorry I can't be here for the show, but I will see you next week, everybody. Lauren, Jack, and Devon, take it away.
Booyah! That's
so
awesome.
cute.
Yes, you were so right, Dylan. I would have entered and I would have won that shiz. Okay, so before we get into the thick of it tonight, we have a few quick shout-outs. T Norman 777, Little Timmy.
Little Timmy. No, we got to make sure the Little Timmy knows we talking about Little Timmy. What's up, Little Timmy? We missed him last time.
True.
But Norman was like, make sure we get Little Timmy. Make sure we got you, Little Timmy.
Highlighted, underlined, Little Timmy. We got it. All right, at Jackson Wood 6, Flash Socks.
He got them dope Flash socks. I don't know if you
Oh, is that the ones that we
That was
see?
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where'd you get them from? I want a pair of them.
Let us know, tweet it at us, because
Please.
we'll all be wearing them next week.
Right?
At Pablo MZC, happy birthday.
Happy
belated
Happy birthday to Movie Lover 95 and also to More Motivated. He sent me a tweet last
Yes.
minute, so got to get you in there.
Happy belated and regular birthdays.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, guys. Okay, so let's jump right in. First topic at hand. We saw Barry at the beginning of the episode working in tandem with Eddie and Joe, which I thought was pretty great. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it was nice to see that. It's nice to see Barry, even though it's not what he's meant to be doing. It's not what he's, well, meant to be doing. It is what he's meant to be doing, but it's not
Helping people, that is.
It's not his excessive going after a bad guy. It's just Barry working with the cops, working side by side. They were just, what was it, jewellery thieves? Like,
Yeah.
that was what it was.
Basic
and
stuff.
Runs in, takes the guns, and it's like cleaning up the streets. I like that.
Wouldn't it be
I like
nice
that.
if every day that he was just working with, against normal bad villains, not
Oh,
superheroes?
the place would be empty. It'd be cleaned
easy.
out. It'd be real nice. We need to get ourselves a Flash in here. Why don't superheroes exist?
There we go.
Maybe
well,
they
you know,
do.
I haven't ran into the Speed Force yet, but when
No.
I do, I'm coming for you.
Awesome. Okay, so next topic at hand, we have encountered a new character, the Bug-Eyed Bandit, who's played by Emily Kenny. Now, what do we think of her character? I know that she's very different in the CW's version than in the actual comic version. Devon, I feel like you have a lot to say about this.
Actually, I don't have much to say about her character. They switched her from a guy to a girl. Cool. Nobody really cares. It wasn't a big, villain. But she did a good job, about as good as you're going to get. She actually wasn't in there much.
She wasn't,
We didn't
yeah.
get much
What?
backstory,
More about the bees.
so there's not much we can really say besides, like, you did your job, cool. The Robo Bees, cool.
That's what I mean. It was
is.
more about her. It was more about her bees than it was actually her.
Yeah, exactly. But who we do need to talk about is this quote-unquote atom.
Absolutely.
Okay, the atom. Now, let me tell you something real quick, okay? I personally don't really watch the Arrow much. No offense to you guys, but I like the crossover episodes because if Flash is in it, I'm watching it, okay? But, so I just finally got this little piece of the atom, and I think this is complete bullshit. Okay? I think this is CW's version of Iron Man. I don't think this has anything to do with the atom. He doesn't even shrink.
What kind of atom doesn't shrink?
Like, well, I don't understand.
We were watching it, weren't we? We were
Yeah.
just like, dudes, come on, why use the atom?
I
There's
thought
so
maybe-
many other people they could have used.
I
for
thought maybe
this.
he was gonna shrink and then like get inside one of the bees and figure out
and
some
start
stuff
using
or
the bee
something.
because he's meant to be a.
Yeah.
And all he has is money.
But then he
and
started flying and gave me a couple of those like, boof, boof. I was like, is this because the Avengers is coming out?
Right,
Like,
literally,
what's
Devon
going on?
sat there like 2 seconds before when the atom was flying towards their head in Mercury Labs. Devon was like, I swear to God, if this guy shoots blue beams out of his hands, I'm turning the TV off. 2 seconds later, what does he do? Shoot 2 beams out of his wrists, and we're like, come on! This
I had to
isn't
watch
the
though because it was
atom.
Flash. I couldn't turn it
Yeah,
off.
we didn't turn it off yet.
Okay, we didn't turn
We
it off.
But I
definitely
was
did not turn it
very
off.
upset. I am Brandon Ruth, however you want to say it. You're a cool guy, but I'm upset at you.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Upset.
Guys,
I'm appalled.
clearly all of us are huge Flash fans, right? So not only can you get the Flash information here, but also you guys should also check out at Flash CW Fans, where you can look them up at flashfans.org. They embed our show, so you're extra awesome.
Bam.
At the Flash Podcast, definitely tune into their podcast. They also embed the Flash After Show. And at Flash TV Talk and at TV Tag Flash. Also Infinite Comics, but that's with an IX. So if you guys are checking that out, make sure you put an X, not a C. And they do news, reviews, podcasts, and comics. So check out all those places for additional Flash awesomeness.
Bam.
Boom, bam. All right, topic number 3, guys. Let's get to Cisco. He is now remembering this alternative timeline. I don't get it. I thought this was supposed to be a totally different reality. How is he having flashbacks to something that never happened? My mind is blown.
No, I completely agree with you there. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a part of the Flashpoint paradox. I don't even remember seeing that. In case you saw me, I got to watch it the other day.
And you had Lil Man watching it?
And I had Lil
Much
Man watching it with me.
respect.
I was teaching him young. But no, this Cisco kind of remembering this alternative timeline. For me, it's kind of interesting. I was like, okay, that's a cool take on things. If Cisco starts remembering stuff, and the way they're using it as his dreams, like we saw at the end, he was saying how he's been having these dreams that Harrison Wells is the Reverse Flash.
You totally called it, by the way. You said that the second that Barry would say...
The second Barry would admit it, and then Cisco was like,
yeah.
hold on, I've been having these dreams, and then it came 2 + 2 = 4, and now I just can't wait to see where they're going to go now. I feel like Harrison Wells is going to get alienated, but does he already know that they already know? Does he?
Does he?
It's hard to say because, like, I mean, it feels like so far Cisco's the only one besides Barry that knows what's going on.
Right.
Or has
And
at
I'm
least
assuming-
a feeling, has some kind of idea.
And I'm assuming it's because he had such a drastic change. Like, he died. And so that might have some kind of ripple. Like, he was the only one that
Straight up
died.
died. Yeah, he
Like,
straight up died.
You know what I'm saying? And then the only other, so maybe he's the only one that kind of has some kind of temporal feel
He's
of it
still got a
afterwards.
connection
Yeah.
in there,
Because,
yeah.
well, Flashpoint Paradox, I don't think Cisco really had anything to do much with that, at least in the
Right.
film.
Yeah.
You know. But
So do you think that's also why Cisco is realizing that there's something wrong with Barry because he's kind of feeling inherently that there's something not right, and so maybe he's picking up on the fact that Barry knows something that he doesn't know?
yeah,
Could do. I mean, I think Cisco beginning to remember this stuff. Like you said, Cisco was the most dramatic change out of all of it. So with him dying, because I mean, Barry remembers everything that happened in the alternative timeline. So why couldn't Cisco? Why shouldn't anyone else who was in it remember it? I have no idea. I'm excited to see. I want him to like piece it all together. So that maybe next episode and the next couple of episodes is like, did this happen? And then Barry reveals what he said about the alternative timeline, and then
I think once they find that
And then all the dots connect.
Yeah, as we see in the previews, like once they find that
They
Harrison
find that
Wells body,
body,
shit's gonna get real.
Well, that's the thing right now because they're alluding to all of these things, but until they find out that Harrison Wells actually died and that Harrison Wells isn't really Harrison Wells, I think that it's going to be very confusing.
Well, thanks to whoever it was that remembered the name. I'll tell you in a second. I'll give you a shout out. But Dr. Tina McGee, the lady who was the head of Mercury Lab, she knew Harrison Wells before he was Eobard Thawne.
Absolutely.
She has all the answers. Like she said, she literally said 15 years ago, Harrison Wells became another person.
Yeah.
It was just written in it. It was written in the
She
stones
literally
that
said
she is the
what
one
happened, yeah.
She literally said that.
You know what? But sometimes when that happens, like the hardest things to see are the things that are hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, that's fair.
So someone saying something like point blank
And
like
it
that,
was-
you wouldn't necessarily
yeah.
think, oh, it's actually another person. You would think that they just changed.
Oh, no, that's what I mean, but I'm just saying they're making it so obvious
Yeah,
because it
absolutely.
was disguised by Harrison Wells' wife's death, Tess's death as well.
Yeah.
So the whole
Right.
him becoming another person is he lost his loved
Timed
one.
up, exactly, with something that was
it's
really
just-
big.
They've connected it now. Ties are becoming to come together.
So a bunch of other things were happening in this episode. Obviously, too, there was that super, super awkward dinner that went down. I would not have wanted to attend that dinner party. There was a lot
Even
of
as the Flash,
open air silence.
even as the Flash, you're still the fifth wheel.
Yeah.
You are still
I know,
the fifth wheel,
so
and you're
awkward.
the only superhero.
You know what? Go ahead, just go take a jog, man. Let
Go
them have
find
their dinner.
something. Let 'em
have
go
their one
run
dinner.
around the block or something.
Just bring a girl, honestly. Like, ask anyone. Ask a friend.
Barry, there's so many beautiful women in
I'll go,
Century
man.
City.
You need a date? I'm here for you, yo. Let's go do this.
Lauren will take
You know
you
what?
out.
I'm still Barry and Iris shipping. I don't know, West Allen. I think that's
Well,
what
we
they
see
say.
that photo.
I'm waiting for that.
We saw that photo on over the Twitterverse about Barry and Caitlin kissing.
Oh, I think that kiss.
I see that
that
kiss.
kiss.
We see that
Oh, we're
kiss.
gonna talk about that kiss. We're gonna talk about that kiss
When it comes
okay?
up.
Because he over there being friends with Firestorm, aka her fiance, quote unquote, and then you gonna go behind the back and kiss on his woman like that while he out there doing stuff
I'm
because
sorry,
he catching
what?
on fire trying to do research and whatnot? Barry, what's the deal, bruh? What's the
Barry's
deal?
coming an ass off.
No bueno. No bueno.
We'll see it coming up soon. We'll see it be coming up.
That's right. Okay, so we also saw that Barry had a very touching talk with Eddie, or not with Eddie, but with Iris, about Eddie being a very loyal guy. Now, we've seen Iris a couple times now in this series do some really messed up stuff, not just Barry, but also Iris. And I have to say, I think she really let him have it. She really let him have it, and I just don't get it. After that touching talk, I really thought that she was going to kind of come to her senses and be like, okay, he's doing this to protect me. There's something else that he's just not ready to, like, say yet. I mean, really, honestly, in general, in relationships, if someone isn't ready to say something, if you let them kind of get to it in their own time, they will. Exactly.
I was so
Great
mad.
point, Jack. Great point.
We were talking about it. We were saying, we were like, Iris, we just grew to start liking Iris. again.
Exactly.
It started off, she became a bit of a pain in the arse. She was an annoyance, and then she became part of it. She became part of the family. She really got involved. Even without knowing still, she was still, like, part of it. And now she got to this point where she's threatening Eddie and giving him the alternative, as if you don't tell me what's going on,
ultimatum?
everything's over. Are you
Wow.
joking,
Well,
girl?
I do gotta say this though. Like, I understand her
Frustration.
in the
Completely.
beginning because the lack of knowledge they were giving her.
At the beginning.
understand
But
it.
now I feel like with the explanation that Barry gave her, I felt like that was really, I feel like any girl would be like, okay, he goes through a lot of stuff. He sees a lot
He's
of
a
things
cop.
that are, yeah, he's a cop. He sees a lot of things that like normal people wouldn't want to see. He's just trying to protect me from that. That's a totally different scenario. Honestly, I wouldn't want visions of people chopping each other up into little bits.
It was
and
exactly like
stealing
Barry
stuff.
said. His work is darkness, and Iris is
his
Eddie's light.
Exactly.
Why would he want to put that on top of her? But you were about to say about
Yeah,
her.
no, I was saying, like, I see why she was so forth as far as, like, investigative on the original part.
Yeah.
But now, once it's gotten to the point to where everyone knows but her, I feel like I kind of got to put this on Eddie, too, because he doesn't need to be so obvious about his discomfort with knowing
Great point,
Barry
Devon. Great
being
point.
the Flash. Like, it's, everybody
Going
knows.
back to the dinner when
yeah,
he was
like,
dropping
even
them
her daddy
hints.
knows, and he's just like, oh, yeah, what's up, Iris? But Eddie's like,
He's so awkward.
Iris, let me act normal. You know,
It's, yeah,
and of course.
it's almost like he's playing on the fact
Yeah.
that there's something that he's hiding right there.
So
It's
I
like,
can't
could
be
you
mad
make
at
it
her,
more obvious?
You know what I'm saying, for being curious, because
Yeah.
No, I
you
felt,
know,
and
I'd be a
even,
little
but,
curious too.
but she went to Barry, and Barry was like, he's not cheating. This is nothing to do. I
But
just
I
think
will-
that,
yeah.
that went too far. Barry seriously laid it out to her and was like, look, honey, I'm your best friend. I've known you for the rest of all of my life. You don't need to worry about Eddie. And he gave her a very solid explanation.
I was proud of him, too. That was very adult. Very adult of him.
Exactly. It was
really
very adult
amazing.
of him. He loves her to pieces. He always has, and it's almost like him letting go. But she didn't even let it sit. She didn't even think
No.
about it.
Yeah, I
Literally,
will
the
say
next
after
day
that,
she was
yeah.
down at the police
Yeah, she
station
really
being
was.
like, Eddie, this is the way it goes. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, can't do it.
I like how you went real black with it right there.
Oh, no, you
Like,
didn't.
oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I hear you, Barry. I hear you, Barry. But I
no,
got
I don't
something to say. But I got to get this out.
Okay, so you were mentioning this earlier, actually, about, what was the doctor's name, Tina?
Tina McGee.
Yeah, Tina McGee. Okay, so head of Mercury Labs, and you were mentioning how she knew Dr. Wells prior to everything. Do you think that because of this knowledge that she has, that we're going to see her recur? In
I think we're going to see her a lot more.
episodes?
Someone also mentioned that she was in the previous Flash. She played the same character in the original series of The Flash. That's pretty cool. We
That is
just
really
found it
cool.
out from someone over the Twitterverse. Again, apologies. I can't remember who it was that told me. But yeah, I expect, especially after this episode, like I said, with her knowing so much about the previous Harrison Wells, Barry, and after what she said to Barry, that's just been like, okay, this is my new wealth of knowledge of Harrison Wells 15 years ago, because they were the new young prospects of science. So she is the counterpart of Harrison Wells 15 years ago. So yes, I think we'll be seeing her a lot more.
Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is at the very end of the episode, Barry and Joe bring in Cisco, they bring in Caitlin, they think they're going to karaoke. Who doesn't love karaoke?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love karaoke? And
I'm not a big fan.
oh, really?
Well, we'll enjoy it enough for you.
For you.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll have fun if I go, but if somebody's like, you want to do this or do karaoke? I'm usually like,
You
what's
choose
the
the-
this?
What's the-
What's the this? What's the other?
Yeah.
What's the latter?
What's the
Okay,
other?
well, they reeled them in with karaoke, and then they dropped this bomb on them. So, you know, I mean, obviously, I think that Barry did the right thing. I know that he was conflicted. He spoke to Felicity. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think that he had to tell them. I mean,
Yes.
you can't just let them go on not knowing, right? So how do you guys feel about how he told them? How do you feel about their reactions? What do you think's going to happen next?
I'm glad he didn't just go like Harrison Wells was the reverse Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of did, but he brought it up. He's like, this is all the research I've had of him. This is all the research I've had of Wells. This is all the research I've had of the reverse Flash. I'm now trying to put two and two together, and I assume that Wells is the Flash.
I'm hoping
The reverse
that
Flash,
when he
sorry.
was saying, like, the whole part about, I don't know how it's going to happen, it might backfire, I'm hoping that wasn't foreshadowing for Caitlin going to, like, Dr. Will's like, hey, look, this is what they said. I'm not saying her character will, but I look at little things like that. I feel like they're foreshadowing.
No.
I could be wrong. But Cisco is obviously on squad because he's like, these dreams feel too real.
Realistic.
Like too memorable.
Yeah,
so I feel like he's on Barry and Joe's side, but Caitlin's kind of like, nah, I'm not hearing it. Nah, la, la, la. She's like, nah.
I don't know about that because, first of all, I think that if it had maybe just been Barry, that would have been one thing. But then having Cisco also kind of back him up and Joe, who, I mean, she doesn't know as well as the other two, but she still respects. And I think, that's enough for her to really at least take it seriously. And I think she's the type of girl that she doesn't make rash decisions. And I think that she would try to get all the facts first. I don't think she would go straight to Harrison and tell him, like, oh, this is what they've been saying.
I think we saw that in the previews as well, when her and Barry, in the previews, if you guys stayed and watched a little bit afterwards, her and Barry were chatting. Harrison Wells comes up behind them and she's like, we need more proof. He's like, more proof for what? So I agree with you. I think she's going to try and puzzle the pieces together.
She's a scientist. That's what she does. She wants proof. She wants facts. She wants
the evidence before she can actually say that that's the fact of the matter.
Right.
When's it going to come? Who's excited for the end of this season? I'm sorry, but everyone saw those clips of the superhero fight club. Awesome. Everyone's seen the trailers coming up towards the end of the season. I'm just getting and we're straight through now. No more breaks, no more hiatuses. Every Tuesday for the next 6 episodes.
I keep feeling that every time we get on a roll, there's another break. I'm like, okay, I'll see you guys.
I know, right?
Never.
No, but they just wrapped shooting today as well, which is awesome. So
I'm not too excited that the season's ending because then I'm not gonna have any Flash on Tuesday.
6 months.
I'm just gonna miss you guys.
Like,
I know.
we're still human beings. We're still gonna see each other.
Exactly.
But like, I'm not.
You guys don't disappear
Flash.
when the show's over?
No, we don't just vanish. We're still here. No.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, we're actually real people. We do stuff besides this.
Okay, so before we take a quick break, I want to give a couple more shout outs. At Jazzy_Lewis, at JHool88, at the Arsenal 116, and at I Love College _ who doesn't, college is awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break right now. Check this out, and we shall be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
That the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Stream TV. You're back with Lauren, Devon, and Jack. Thanks for sticking around for that quick break. You guys, make sure to start tweeting at us because we're going to do some live questions very, very soon at the Stream TV, okay? Now, first, Devon.
Yes.
Why don't you roll us out with some fan questions that we got brought in today?
I'm about to roll you out with some fan questions. Fan question number 1 comes from Iman_Clark. How can Cisco have a memory of a different timeline? I also have that question, but as I said earlier, I feel like it's because he's the only one that had such a strong impact in that last time. Like death, you can't beat that. You can break my leg, you can shoot me in the arm, but if I'm dead, you're dead. So I feel like because his timeline ended right then and there, maybe it just kind of is the ripple effect.
I mean, the truth is right now.
That's what I agree as well. They're mixing and matching now.
Yeah.
They're starting to intertwine with each other. And like you said, he died, so his timeline ended. So
and not
he
even like a
has to
regular
have-
death. He had a speedster death, so that might have had something to do with
That's
the
true.
Speed Force as well. Like that Mortal Kombat, pow!
And just
Yeah.
through his heart.
Which is so
cool.
cool. It is
If
so
you could do that
cool.
to someone,
Well, I wouldn't want to do it to somebody. I don't want to go to jail. But I would love to do it
just
to like.
because-
It's like when you rob
an
banks in
ATM
Chicago
machine.
if there's too many people.
Yeah, exactly.
So taking the person's life, cool, but jail, not so good.
Not so good.
That's
Not
the
so good.
deterrent. Okay, just
Not with
making
jail.
sure.
But like an
That's
ATM
where you
machine,
draw
if
the
you could
line.
just like.
Guys, watch out with Devon. If he can get away with
the
it,
money out.
you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Let's all hope Devon
Should I
doesn't become the speed.
Sit over here-ish.
Girl,
Jack,
you
I'm
better
gonna...
don't you start. I'm starting to vibrate. I get you.
Okay, next question.
Yes, comes from at Rob Fuller 25. Loving the Flash after show. Thank you. Duh.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Do you think Flash's disappearances when he and Reverse Flash first meet? That's a good question. Well, in the comics, he actually disappeared during the whole Infinite Crisis timeline, you know, with the anti-monitor and whatnot. But he didn't die. He was actually shot to a different time period.
Yes.
So I doubt they'll have that in the show.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as his disappearing with that, it might be, he might disappear during the whole fight, you know, trying to protect his mom. That might be the time when he disappears. But then again, it's hard to say because, like, let's say if I disappear right now and go 50 years back in the past.
Right.
If I come back at this exact moment, you guys didn't miss anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
for y'all,
true.
I wasn't gone at all. So it's hard to say where he'll be going when he did, or how long he'll, because I know he was gone for like 20-something years in the comic. So, I mean, that's actually a hard one. It's hard to really predict where the way the show does everything. For example, the Atom. I'm not letting that die.
Well, it's so interesting because some things the CW stays very true to form with, and other things they take, you know, creative license completely. So I think that's something that makes the show interesting because I feel like if it was exactly like the comic, you'd be able to predict everything.
Exactly.
I just feel like, why use the name Atom? Because I like the character the Atom, you know?
No, I agree with you
that's
on
what I'm saying.
Adam.
But with Atom, like, you could, I'd rather they called him Steel.
Steel?
Yeah, I'd rather they call him Steel.
Yeah,
you know
why
what Steel
not?
is? Remember Shaq played him in the movie? Yeah. I'd rather they call him that because it would make more sense than the Atom. At least with Steel, they got the robot suit that flies, and he's kind of like the Iron Man. You know,
it's the Iron Man of the suit. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm the same with you. I was upset with Adam. I was expecting him to come really short. But one thing we do have to say is the special effects on the CW. Yes.
Yes, they are learning.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. Keep up the good work, C-Dubs.
Well done.
Next question comes from at Dark Zach, not light skinned Zach,
Not
or
light
white
skinned
Zach.
But Dark Zach. Okay.
Is it possible we will see Gorilla City on The Flash in season 2 or in a future season? Realistically, I'm gonna say no, just because if we see where Grog comes from, he's actually just a locked up, you know, gorilla.
That's
African
how
gorilla.
I think they're gonna keep
Yeah,
it.
and then, I mean, maybe the whole accident gave him his genius, but then again, maybe
Definitely
they took
not
him,
this season, for sure.
Yeah, not this season for sure. But
I
maybe
want
in season 2.
I want to see more Gorilla Groot though.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my
such a
favorite Flash
tease.
villains. But he might, I mean, if they go with this backstory, maybe they took him from Gorilla City, if they might have found it and then locked him up, and maybe he was always smart, but then the accident gave him like telepathy or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Interesting.
It could be,
But that was still like someone said to me, I think I mentioned it last time, that Wells was stealing the bodies and giving them to Groot so that he could gain his intelligence. I still think that's
Maybe.
such a brilliant idea if that's what's
It would be
happening.
good.
also if
Really gruesome, but good.
I'm just thinking though,
It's
if we
true though,
show-
where are these bodies going that Harrison Wells, Eobard Thawne,
Yeah.
kept killing? Where did they go? They just vanished?
Well, I mean, he's Speed Flash, so he could have probably ran back in the future and dropped him off and ran back. But then again, he don't have enough.
He can't
speed
tra-
for it.
he can't travel
yeah,
across
so I don't know.
time
Maybe he
zones.
just ran him to another in the middle of the ocean, drop him and run back.
And then runs back?
You never really know. But like, as far as Gorilla City, I feel like realistically, trying to be on par. They might have had the budget to show an entire Gorilla City with all Gorilla Grodd type.
Yeah, like a
people,
flashback
Because I feel like
kinda
it takes
thing,
a lot
maybe.
just to make one Gorilla Grodd, or maybe they see like the ruins of Gorilla City.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be
That's about
easier,
it.
That's
more
true.
affordable.
Cool.
But we'll see. But hopefully, man.
We shall see.
do
All right,
hope
well, what do you guys say we get to some live fan questions? Jack, I think you've been looking up some.
You're going to throw it to me. I've got a couple coming over here. First thing I am going to do whilst this is up, Lemon of Fury. This is a birthday shout out, so happy birthday, Lemon of Fury. And a second shout out is for Blake Stunner 2574, who sent me a great photo of Emily Kinney as the actress.
Awesome.
First live question was, where are you? Fine.
Oh, I didn't know Jack is singing too.
This is from James.
Y'all might have to do a feature.
James Burley at RJGears4992. Now that Cisco is gaining memories, this is actually quite a good question. Now that Cisco is gaining memories from the other timeline, will Iris have any chance of remembering what happened with Barry?
Ooh, love it.
Oh,
I hope so.
Oh my God.
I think that we were all super excited when we saw that episode. We've been waiting for so long, and when that kiss happened, it was TV magic at its finest. I would love if she remembered that.
I just want you to know I still haven't recovered from that episode.
From the episode of
Yeah, I
the
don't
Weather
want to talk
Wizard?
about it. I've had a problem.
It's
I
unbelievable,
haven't
isn't it?
recovered fully, so. But as far as her remembering, like I said, I don't think her timeline was as impactful as
Right.
Cisco's was.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's going to be the only one to remember. Because, I mean, if she remembers, then Joe got to remember. Like,
everybody has to
gotta
remember.
Everybody's got to
Yeah.
have some remembrance.
But I feel
of
like
it.
Cisco's just that poke at, like, Harrison Wells ain't who you think he is, you know? And plus, he died. Like, he dead.
He died.
He died. Like,
He
you
died.
can't beat that.
He did.
She got a kiss. He died. Like, who you want to remember? Cisco died.
Straight up, straight up. All right, a couple other Twitter shout-outs. We got at Dams_27, at Dave Jenkins7, at Wannabe Glenn, at Danny Acosta 4444. That's 4 4s. And at Michael K 924. Do we have time for one more fan question?
Do you want to go for one more real quick?
Let's go one more.
Have you got it or have I got it? I've got one more real here quick. We spoke about this, you know, when Adam was using the EMP blast, so they were EMP blasts.
They were?
Why doesn't that affect his suit? Yeah, the question. Cool having you guys back. Thank you, Marcus, at Paradox Kid. Pleasure to have you with us, my man. Am I the only one who thinks the EMP device needs to stick around? I don't think it's going to do anyone any favors. The EMP device, the EMP device with the atom, I assume, is what you're referring to, because that's what his powers are. I didn't like it. Devon did the same. We didn't like it because it's just not. Why doesn't it shut down his suit? An electromagnetic pulse is meant to destroy everything electronic within its radius.
Absolutely.
If he's reaching them out of here,
And plus, you don't see EMP.
yeah, that's
You
true.
don't
It's
see-
just
and
a
he looked
burst.
like he
You don't
was
get to
shooting,
have
like,
that power.
electric
Unless
liquid.
I'm talking about the complete wrong thing, Marcus, I completely apologise if there was another
But
form of EMP.
honestly, excellent question. I think that that's to be determined. So we'll see what happens next week.
You know what? No, it needs to disappear because he needs to
The
shrink.
Adam needs to go,
He doesn't
yeah.
need to be Iron Man.
Peace.
He
Oh,
needs
well,
to
there we go.
shrink.
Adam.
There we
Bye,
go.
bye,
He's
bye.
biased, though. All right, you guys, before we have to say goodbye to you guys, we want to make sure to let you guys know that, unfortunately, he's still coming on, so don't worry, but Doug Jones, a.k.a. Deathbolt, is going to be coming on May 12th. So get ready for that awesome sauce, because it's going to be amazing to have him up here at the Stream TV.
I'm gonna ask him if he can wear the costume from Pan's Labyrinth.
I'm asking him.
yeah.
I can wear one of them. We
Yeah,
should all
right?
wear
We should
one
all
of
wear
these.
one of his
Oh,
outfits.
that's provided.
It's such a brilliant idea.
And quick shout out to Mikey7382. Told you I got a surprise. Didn't forget about you. Yeah, and the one that told us about Amanda Pays, the
Yes, wait.
professor. His name was the Iman 22.
Ethan
There you
Greenberg,
go.
thank you, Ethan.
Boom. All right,
Bam.
guys, so I'm Lauren, this is Devon, this is Jack. You've been watching the Stream.tv. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, check us out, tweet us. We love hearing from you guys. Write your comments below in the comment section, and we will see you guys next week.
Take care, guys.
You better come
Bye.
next week. Don't be playing.
If you want to see more of the Flash After Show, click that button and subscribe to the Stream.tv.